All right, let's get back to it. Salakia for that. Right? And it says in verse 12 again, this is Isaiah 65 and verse 12. It says, therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Because when I've called, you did not answer. When I spake, how does the Lord speak? Through the prophets, through the men of the Lord. Right? When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delight not. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Bashim Shai, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. 2/3 of the nation of Israel is being ashamed, right? And the heathen, especially Esau, Edom, is crying out. But hey, we've been, you told us to, like Apostle Tahar has always said, like we always say, we've been living like this all our career, all our lives. But now you thought you was gonna live it up and nothing was gonna happen to you. Now you gotta tighten up those bootstraps and deal with it. Deal with it. Esau, Edom, and you other nations. We have to deal with it. We had to deal with it. We're still dealing with it. But now we know why we're dealing with it. Because we sinned against the Lord. That's why the men of the Lord are sitting here patiently waiting on the Lord to redeem us out of this captivity. You see? It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. You being vexed, you being tormented, you being judged. You about to, man, it's a beautiful time to be alive and to have the true breath, the true word of Yahweh Bashim Shai in our hearts, in our inward parts. The Lord's about to do it on the inward parts. What we have in our inward parts was our mind, which means exempt from judgment. That the wild means exempt from judgment. Your heart, which is your mind, right? So let's go back to Amos 3 and verse 6 again. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? And shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh Bahashim shall have not done it? This is, now it's twofold. But it's talking about, this begins with the nation of Israel. Jerusalem is the people before it's a place. But now it's now it's twofold. Now the people of the land of modern day Egypt is starting to feel the collapse, the struggle, because wherever our people are, we've always been struggling, from North, Central, South America, and all over the world, the four winds of the earth. We've been dealing with this all our lives. Now it's time for you to deal with it. Now that's what Deuteronomy 30 and 7. All these curses are coming upon our enemies. Now you're feeling it, but you want to cry out. But when you was good, you said, fuck the Negro, Latino, Native American man, women and children. You thought you was going to live it up for you thought it was your generational what do they call it? Generational wealth. You thought it was, your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, and you were going to live it up for the rest of your life. You thought this was the kingdom of heaven. This was your kingdom, which is a black man's hell. A white man's kingdom is a black man's hell. That was, But now we understand that this thing is getting ready to, the light's about to light a match under Esau's ass to bring everything forth. Then before that, there's, uproars of the people in the world because the great squeeze is coming. The great squeeze is here, man. You see? Surely the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Shai power will do nothing but reveal his secret to the servants, the prophets, and to water Yahweh B'Shem Shai that we learned from our teachers, our prophets. And Lord willing, we become the true prophet, the sincere prophets of the Lord. You see? Now we're prophets. Because we heard the same word. Now the Lord said, eat the whole roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. And give them warning from me. And we're giving you warning. But if you take heed, blessed are you. But if you don't, damnation to you, destruction to you. You see? So let's go to St. Matthew 24. Because everyone in Babylon is starting to feel they can't afford nothing. They either got to pay their rent and with no food, or pay food with no rent, pay gas with no food. You see? But the Lord said, hey, the just shall put it on. You're gonna gather it, right? You think you're gonna build up and eat and be able to survive this next shutdown. And when this next shutdown is coming, what is going to come, it's already in the midst of it. And they just gonna turn on the new tech, the new digital dollar, the new money. And everyone's gonna have to go get that in their right hand on their forehead. But the Lord said, since you kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. You see, the Lord's going to do good on his word. And we got to be good on our word. We got to continue to fight this good fight of faith. You see? So let's go to verse 3. It says, this is Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when these things shall be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, the sign of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Shai is coming, right? And the end of the world, the end of an age, an end of a time. And we're at the end of this left-hand side of life. This death culture. We're about to live in a living culture for the rest of our existences in the kingdom of heaven. Right? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You see? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. He said one, no, there's many antichrists. The scriptures say that. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. You see, ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, reports of wars every single day. On homestead and abroad. That's why the Lord's getting ready to bring this World War III. The third woe cometh quickly. You see? Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, the Lord. I'm looking at it says Plumber XP. And, the 144, all praises, man. The Lord's about to, oh man. This thing is being unplugged. And all the bullshit is coming out. All the evil is coming out. All the darkness is coming out. You see? It says in verse 6 again, and you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. That's why we have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? Why? Because the MOTB, the MARK, has to be mandated on the four winds of the whole world. That's why they come up with the NWO. Right? The Lord's going to allow them to get it off the ground. But in the book of Job, the Lord's going to stop his devices. He's going to stop his enterprise. You see? He can't pass the bounds that the Lord, Yahweh Shemel has him set up. You see? And it reads, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences. The new pestilence is what? The hantavirus. The hantavirus. Right? Man, it is here on the rise. Man. And earthquakes in diverse places. Earthquakes every single day in the world. All over the world. But I live in earthquake capital of the world. California. And I'm waiting. We're waiting for this perfect earthquake. You see? And all these things are the beginning of sorrows. The beginning of sorrows. These are the beginning of sorrows, man. So let's go to 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. You see? Because of the lack of bread, the lack of money, the lack of food, the lack of energy, the lack of gas. You see? It's getting ready, the lack thereof. But the Lord said the just shall put it on. We're going to put it on. You see? For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This has been coming out lately in my videos in this last past week. This is that's why Apostle Gabar said, repetition is the father of skill. That's why we got to keep going over these precepts, these prophecies, these commandments, these rules, so we're not caught up. You know? With our pants down. It's a beautiful time to be alive, man. This society, this kingdom is over with, man. And Tawadi Abashimon Shai for plucking us out of this fucked up world, man. You see? A man shall desire to go into a city and not be able to. There's a lot more store closings. Airplanes, airports closing. Everything, the Lord's closing shop. No one's going to be able to no merchant's going to be able to make money off of this place, ever, after the destruction. You see? In the book of Revelation 18. You see? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men should be afraid. Everyone, man, man. The water Yabashim Shai, that we are not women, that you have made us men of the Lord. You know, not effeminate. Because these men are as like women unto women. Let me read it again. Right? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Men, like I always used to say, and you know, me and my brother brought it back up. If you ain't serving, if you're not serving Yahweh Shem Shai, you're a F-A-G. F-A-G-I-T. You see? And Tawadi Yahweh Shem Shai, that we are, you're making us men of the Lord, servants of the Lord. You see? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. The modern day sword is the gun. And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 and starting verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Ezra was asking the angel that the Lord sent to Ezra, and he was afraid. We're going to be afraid. The elect shall scarcely make it. You see? But we're going to have a different spirit on us to move through this great sorrows. Right? Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Who will deliver me in those days? Yahweh Bahashim Shai will deliver us in those days. Lord is willing, we're of the elect. Right? It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. Talking about the elites, the ones that are ruling the earth. Right? The Edomites, the self-proclaimed white men. Right? It says, stand in fear in the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Ezra was asking the Lord a question. Like, man, you seen great death? Right, let's go to Psalms really quick. Psalms 91. Right? Because we're going to see a lot of death out here. A lot. More than we even can tell you. More than I can describe to you. That's how bad, man. Psalms 91 and verse 7 and 8. It says, verse 6 says, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, 1,000, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thy eyes shall behold and see the reward of the wicked, the wicked of our people and the natural wicked, Esau, Edom, and his companions, right? The other heathen nations. You see? Let's close out, man, with and just the water Habashimo Shai, man. This is Ecclesiasticus 25:7. The Salakia. 25 and verse 7. And it reads, it says, there be 9 things which have judged in my heart to be happy. And the 10th will I utter with my tongue. A man that had joy of his children. I have seeds. And we can't enjoy our children. But there's moments, glimpses that we do enjoy them. But majority of this life, this captivity, this hell, we can't enjoy our children. But we're getting ready to really enjoy our seeds in the kingdom. That's going to be, man, out off the chain. There's no words I can tell you how grateful and how thankful, how beautiful the kingdom of heaven is going to really be. You see, the Lord is about to do us marvelously great. You see? A man had joy of his children, right? And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. We can't wait. We cannot fucking wait, man. But we gonna wait, though. I'm gonna wait. Lord willing, to the end. Endure to the end as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. So with that, Lord's willing, to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Harakahakadash. Before I end, I'm saying, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushua, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushua, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushua. All blessings and glories to the Heavenly Father, Abba Nawa Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Harakahakadash. And once again, double honors to elder apostles, elder bishops, a great millstone where I get the truth from. And peace and salutation. Hopefully, like shalom, 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 shalom. All right, shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise and glories to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Harakahakadash. And before we begin, I say, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushua, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushua, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushua. All blessings, glories to the Heavenly Father, Abba Nawa Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim, Harakahakadash. And double honors to elder apostles, elder bishops, a great millstone where there's truth from. Peace and salutation to all elect, whoever may be in the forms of the earth. I'm the brother Kwam Gabar, come back with another lesson to edify the body. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, the house of David. We're in the midst, we are truly in the midst of civil unrest. The uppers of the people in the world, Egyptians, Isaiah 19:2, Egyptians fight against the Egyptians. The water, Yahweh Shem was shy. Just real quick in the spirit, this is Amos 3 and verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city? And Yahweh, Bashim has not done it. Right, that city was talking about is the city of Jerusalem. It's a people before it's a place. It's talking about the people of the Lord. The so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Haitians, the scattered Israelites that were scattered on the four ends of the earth, and our forefathers, their fathers, our fathers slept with the other nation women and brought forth the Israelites. Because the Israel, you are of your father. Whatever your father is, that's what you are. Like Esau has, he has destroyed everything, and the Lord is about to destroy him that destroyed the earth. But I've been watching a lot of videos about people struggling and getting ready to. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to. They don't know how to survive. They're not. They're eating. They have to pay their rent. We make the most. In the last 3 or 4 years, all of us here in America have made more money in our lifetime, but we still can't afford anything because the Lord he's systematically squeezing. The great tribulation, the great squeeze is coming. And the Lord told us in Isaiah 65, let's get that really quick. Because, the men of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, he has care for his elect. So this is Isaiah 65 and start at verse 12. And it reads, says, therefore I will number you to the sword. The modern day sword is the gun, and the sword was given to Esau Edom to take peace from the earth. That was his blessing. The sword was his blessing. Therefore, I will number you to the sword. It's talking about the nation of Israel. It's talking about 2/3 of the nation of Israel. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. Jacob is the hub of the judgment. But if it was Jacob's trouble, the world is in trouble because the heathen has destroyed the Lord's people, has killed the Lord's people, from ancient Babylon to new Babylon, from the Medo Persians to the Grecians to the Greeks to the Romans, right, to new Babylon, and we're still found in this man's hand. And all these heathen nations have licked our wounds, right? They know who we are. So it's a beautiful thing that the Lord has set up prophets, in the midst of our enemies, to tell their downfall, to tell them that Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to take them out by nuclear force, by Jacob, by Yahweh Shai coming first, the World War III, the nukes flying from one end to the next. This earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard, right? All these major countries have nuclear power. Even the small countries like Iran, right, have nuclear power. They're being backed by North Korea, China, Russia, so forth and so on, right? And the beast shall hate the whore, which is talking about the NATO and the EU is going to turn on America. And that's why, this is the Lord's movie. This is the Lord's doing. So that's why we give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai, that he revealed his secrets to the servants, the prophets. You see? Therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter. Because when I have called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before my eyes. and did choose that wherein I delight not. It's talking about the nation of Israel. It's talking about 2/3 of the nation of Israel.